One of the questions that many investors are asking is, how low can the Bitcoin price go? While it seems impossible that Bitcoin could go to zero, the digital asset has come close to that mark on several occasions. It has also fallen below its previous all-time high multiple times. 1. It could hit zero. One of the most frightening things about Bitcoin is that it could be worth nothing at all. This is because unlike traditional investments like shares, BTC doesn't have any underlying asset and so is entirely dependent on investor speculation. This has fueled many wild fluctuations in its price, some of which have been hugely painful for investors. Some experts have predicted that Bitcoin could be worth zero in the future, but most are more optimistic. For example, Digital Coin Price expects the Bitcoin price to reach $140,000 in the next 5 years. But even if it does, the cryptocurrency may not stay at that level for long. It is likely to be pushed lower and lower by the forces of supply and demand. Moreover, it is not uncommon for crypto prices to fall when there is a lack of investor confidence. This can happen for a variety of reasons, such as regulatory uncertainty, the emergence of competing currencies, or a sudden drop in investor appetite. As a result, Bitcoin has lost around $600 billion in value since hitting its all-time high in December 2017. In fact, the cryptocurrency fell below $5,000 for the first time on March 12, 2020. It recovered over the following weeks, but a further sell-off on June 12 sent it back below $10,000. The cryptocurrency market had a rough year in 2022, with the FTX founder being arrested on fraud charges and the bankruptcies of firms such as Three Arrows Capital, Voyager Digital, and Celsius Network. Many fear that this will lead to a further decline in prices, which could send the Bitcoin price tumbling towards its all-time low. Another factor that might depress the Bitcoin price is a rise in interest rates by the Federal Reserve. The market is assigning just a 5% chance to an interest rate increase by the end of June, but if that does occur, it will probably push the Bitcoin price lower again. But if the Federal Reserve holds off, it will give Bitcoin a breather and may help it recover some of its lost value. 2. It could hit $5,000. The Bitcoin price is volatile, and it's not impossible for it to crash below the $5,000 mark. However, it would be a drastic move and one that would take the entire cryptocurrency market with it. It's important to remember that the value of any digital asset is based on supply and demand, so it will fluctuate wildly between those two extremes. This is why it's not possible to predict the price of any asset with 100% accuracy. Crypto experts try to use technical analysis and other methods to give them an idea of how the Bitcoin price might move on the market from day to day. This can give them a general idea of what to expect, but it's still not a perfect system. For example, if the blockchain that holds the Bitcoin price starts to slow down, the value of the coin could drop as well. Likewise, the number of new Bitcoins entering the market can affect the price as well. As more people buy and sell on the Bitcoin exchange, more transactions are processed, and this can increase the total number of Bitcoins in circulation. This will cause the price to rise as the supply of the cryptocurrency increases, but it can also lead to a drop in the price if the blockchain becomes overloaded. This week, the cryptocurrency market saw a major shakeup that wiped out the value of many tokens. Some experts are predicting that Bitcoin will rebound, but others are more skeptical. Wallet Investor, for example, believes that the top cryptocurrency will see lower highs and lower lows in the coming months. Standard Chartered has recently warned that the markets are underestimating the risks of a Bitcoin price collapse to the $5,000 level. This would represent a drop of more than 70% from the current price point. Nevertheless, the bank's head of research believes that cryptocurrencies will not disappear altogether. The reason for this optimism is that the blockchain technology behind them is still very young and has a lot of potential. Moreover, it is more stable than traditional financial assets such as stocks and bonds. 3. It could hit $10,000. Whether you're an avid crypto investor or simply a casual observer, it's hard to ignore the fact that Bitcoin and other digital currencies have been on a bit of a roller coaster ride recently. The market has seen a series of sharp crests and troughs that have wiped out billions in value. As a result, many investors have lost faith in the space and are starting to steer clear of the tokens altogether. As such, it's not unthinkable that the cryptocurrency could experience a major slide in the next few months. If that happens, it may drop below the $10,000 mark, which would be a major blow to those who have invested in the coin. One of the people that's making this prediction is Mark Mobius, the founder of the Mobius Capital Partners. He believes that Bitcoin will bottom out at $10,000 by 2023. This is because he believes the crypto market will be hurt by the Federal Reserve's tightening of monetary policy and rising interest rates. In addition, Mobius thinks the crypto market will struggle to maintain liquidity. As a result, it will be difficult for companies and exchanges to operate profitably. In turn, this will lead to more bankruptcies and a loss of investor confidence. Matthew Siegel, the head of digital assets research at VanEck, agrees with Mobius. He expects Bitcoin to dip below the $10,000 mark this year. He also believes that the crypto will suffer from a regulatory backlash, including increased scrutiny by authorities. Another factor that could drive the price of Bitcoin down is the current bearish climate in the stock market. In the past, when there have been sell-offs in the stock market, the price of Bitcoin has fallen. All of this has led to a significant drop in the price of Bitcoin over the last few weeks. But, as with any market, there's always a chance that the price of the cryptocurrency will rise again in the future. So, if you're interested in investing in Bitcoin, it's important to keep your eyes on the prize and not get too caught up in the current bearish market. 4. It could hit $20,000. Bitcoin may have sank to near $5,000 recently, but there's still some hope that the cryptocurrency will see higher highs. A few analysts have predicted that Bitcoin will rebound to the $10,000 mark, while others have said it could hit even higher levels. According to Mobius Capital Group CEO Catherine Alexander, Bitcoin's price will rise above $15,000 in the first quarter of 2023. Then, she expects it to reach $30,000 by quarter 3 or 4. In the long term, she believes that the price of Bitcoin will recover to $100,000. She explains that the market will have a managed bull market instead of a bubble this time around. The catalyst will be more dominoes falling over from the global economic crisis, which will draw traditional investors back into the crypto space. In addition, Alexander says that regulatory clampdowns in China and South Korea will help push up Bitcoin's prices. And she also argues that the supply of new Bitcoins is limited. Every year, a fixed number of coins will be mined. Eventually, the total number of Bitcoins will reach 21 million, which acts as a deflationary measure. Moreover, the head of digital assets research at VanEck, Matthew Siegel, is also optimistic about Bitcoin's price. He predicts that it will hit the $10,000 mark in the first quarter of next year. But, he says that it will recover to the $30,000 level by quarters 3 or 4. The reason for this is that inflation should ease, energy prices will stabilize, and the crisis in Ukraine should wind down. Investors should remember that Bitcoin has been volatile since its inception. Its value is often subject to significant crests and troughs, which makes it a risky investment for most people. However, it's worth noting that other cryptocurrencies have seen higher gains than Bitcoin in recent weeks. This is because the global economic crisis has enhanced investor appetite for them. In addition, the soaring price of gold has drawn some investors away from Bitcoin. This could mean that other cryptos will outperform Bitcoin in the short term.